Okay.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Oh. Yeah.
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 Dig it. My curiosity's killing me.
All right, shut up. Let's go.
You motherfucker.
Bitch.
All right.
God, I swear that's like the motto of this damn show.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of mottos.
Should we go ahead and officially start this?
We're already
this
15 minutes
show?
behind.
All right. Well, live from La Cocina Studios, this is the 208th edition of the HWR show. This is Abel.
This is Travis.
Chris.
Thank you so much for tuning in, joining us today. Very much appreciate it. If you are watching us live on the YouTube, I have you pulled up right here on the phone. So chat away.
Somebody
tell us
please
hi.
talk to him.
Talk to me.
We're getting tired of doing
Please.
it.
Yes. In fact, I'm going to tell everybody hello right now. See,
He's there, man.
Well, what?
And that's not texting. You just went like on the screen. Like you don't individually press buttons.
Well, I have
too
the, I have
lazy
the
to
swipe
text.
thing. No, it's a swipe feature. You know,
You misspell everything.
that's
No, first you try talking with the Facebook thingy and it spells out the words for you, and like half of it's like, what the fuck is up with this guy? And now he's swiping with the delete, like, come on.
Oh, see, there's Hector. Hector's
Hey,
over there.
thank you for
Hector.
doing the dirty work for us.
Yes. All right. So, got a lot of stuff to talk about.
we don't.
What all? Well,
Lucha Underground!
crap. Okay.
I think he wants to talk about Lucha.
I guess so. He does.
Dario's Dial of Doom.
Much Donald Trump's chagrin. All right.
That didn't take long.
Yeah, I know. Jeez. Right. off
Dario's Dial of Doom.
the bat. Yes.
Who did it land on?
Dario.
I don't remember.
There's Dario.
Dario's choice.
Okay, that's right.
So who did he choose,
Normie over
Travis?
here. Fuck. The guy, the cop,
Joey Ryan.
no, the other one.
Cortez
Cortez, there
Castro.
you go.
Yeah,
Who
that
just
guy.
got his arm broken by Pentagon Dark. Last
yes.
week.
That was last week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes out in a cast, in a kendo stick. It shouldn't go wrong or anything, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Did you
No.
watch this?
Yeah, I did watch it.
Okay.
How did the match end?
He took his cast and made him undo
How
the
did he do
cast.
it again? Like a Velcro wallet.
Yeah. It's the sound of my addiction. 10 points for whoever gets that reference.
Candidate for match of the week because of the story.
Oh, wait, for that?
Dude,
Oh, fuck that.
Cortez Castro was selling everything
No,
like it was. Dude,
no. Match of the week. Kiss my ass.
Look, he was too busy editing Pop Culture Rewind.
Yes.
So he had Lucha Underground like on this size compared to like everything else on the computer, so he could edit the show.
No.
So-
Oh, the Pop Culture Rewind YouTube.
Yeah.
New episode down today. So, no, the thing is,
That reminds me. Where's my dinghy?
yeah. No, the thing, match of the week, no. Maybe segment of the week.
Okay.
I might give
All
you that.
right, segment.
Kiss my ass on match of the week candidate. No. It was,
I was waiting for your point because you were on a roll there, and I wanted to ding you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so everything from the cast break
On, yeah.
on was good. The sound effect, the crunch it made. And I think he did that same motion too with his arm. He just stood up there.
Is there anything on the Lucha show itself that you would consider match of the candidate?
I sure do.
Go for it.
Well, I skipped the middle match, which you were saying, don't watch it. Oh, it might be match of the week candidate. Which was the
Dr. Wagner versus Son of Havoc.
Right.
It's pretty fun.
With the stipulation of whoever wins basically gets to choose a stipulation for next week's match between Mascarilla Sagrada and Famous B.
And that was a Believers Backlash match.
Mm-hmm.
So
All weapons are
basically
welcome.
old school ECW match. Bring your weapons, have a blast.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Whatever. Okay, so the main event, which was the Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero.
Yes.
And to me, this might be my match of the week pick.
You know what, Trav? That may be my match of the week pick as well.
And just to further some detail on this, it wasn't your typical standard Lucha Underground match, the flip it dippies and whatnot you might have. This was more serious, grounded, because there's a lot on the stake. This was a loser leaves Lucha match. And besides that, going back to the one thing I liked going into this from last week, the week before, was they're bringing in all the history of the two families fighting. So it felt special.
I think last week we had a few match of the week candidates that we all liked, except for the endings. They all had shenanigans, and that kind of degraded all of them.
Right.
This week, with this particular match, I like the shenanigans.
The shenanigans made sense.
Yes.
It was a Guerrero.
It was a Guerrero with another Guerrero.
Like Cheat and Steal, right?
Yeah.
And it made sense, and it didn't track the match because it didn't end the match.
Right, that's it too. Yeah.
Thanks to Dario.
Yeah.
Calling out the ref. Calling out the ref.
Calling out the ref.
Like, do you know who I am?
I like violence. Hector also agrees that should be match of the week.
Well, I might as well double down. That's my match of the week pick.
Ooh.
You know, it's funny that you say that, and it's funny that you say that because I was thinking I wouldn't mind seeing this going a step further, only because of the grounded nature of this match and the gravity of the situation of the story they were trying to tell.
The fact that Chavo's gonna leave,
as far as we know. But if this was a culmination of them feuding and them going back all those years, you know, between the two families, even having his dad in the audience and getting involved and everything, it made perfect sense for everything that happened in that match. It was perfect storytelling, I thought. Yeah. So yeah, I would. I might even, if you would like to.
Oh, here we go.
Well, shit, I've already said what I was going to do.
All right. Well,
one,
match
two,
of the year candidate.
3.
Oh.
Defend yourself.
Travis made a really, really good point with the fact that the gravitas of the fact that Chavo is gone, and since this is Lucha Underground, you can believe him. Like, this is WWE, like, he'll be gone for a year and then re-sign a contract and then he'll be back.
Come back on a golf cart with blonde hair.
Yeah, or something stupid like that. But Lucha Underground, Conan stayed dead. He's dead. And then the other guy that got 8, he got 8. He's gone. You know, so yeah, this kind of means something for Chavo. So you make a really good point. But at the end of the day, when I watched the match, even though I fucking loved it, and I said, I haven't watched anything else from the week, but that's my match of the week pick. I hadn't watched NXT. Of course, Raw and Smackdown, you know, happened later on in the week. That was the first wrestling show that I watched for the week, and I was already like, that's my pick for match of the week. Despite all that, I still did not sit there with the feeling of, wow, this is match of the year. This is beating AJ versus Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom. This is beating, you know, all these other matches of the years that we have. Like, it did feel.
I want to interject on something on that.
Okay.
Because you have gone on record several times about how storyline plays a huge factor in your picks.
Yes.
And you just compared this to AJ Styles versus Nakamura.
Yes.
Which you could say the two reasons that you would pick this match against that match, this is storyline. AJ Nakamura was just technical prowess. Just
one-time fantasy matchup.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
So
Nakamura Zayn fantasy booking.
Yeah.
101.
Yeah. So you can have all the fantasy matchups, and those are going to be fucking awesome as far as when you're watching. But when you want to take it a step further and get that extra level of what a wrestling match is, don't you include storyline and all that? To your own defense.
To me, yeah, you're right. I'm going to be a little hypocritical on this, but I don't know. I didn't have that feeling. I didn't have
I don't do this often, but for once, I am going to side with Abel.
You got this.
And here's the reason why. Every match that, even for me, for this match, after I saw it, I had the feelings like, holy crap, that deserves to be in the same hall discussion as everything else we have on the list. So for him to not have that instantly, like we all sat back when we saw, what was the match of the year that candidate that we picked? No, it was the Royal Rumble. Where it was Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt, and the three of us are sitting in the back behind the couch, and all three of us look at each other like, that's fucking match of the year. Like that as soon as the match finished. So I can see where you're coming from, where right off the bat you either feel it or you don't. Because if you don't feel it, you're going to have trouble defending it later on to the point where you know it's going to rank lower because it's just not there for you.
Yeah, I mean, after I watched it, I was like, fuck yeah, that's my match of the week. But I did not have my match of the year feel. It's irrational. I know. It's just my feeling. I could be overridden here because Hector's also telling me that I'm wrong.
Well, he's won.
Yeah,
usually in a situation like this, it takes 3 or more.
Right. Always like Hector.
Well, there's 1, 2, and then Hector 3.
No, 3 people besides
3
us.
on the chat. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But even then, we might be able to sneak in one of the listeners' official pick into our list.
Okay.
So we're coming towards the end.
And plus, you know what? It's freaking Rey Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero. You know, I kind of wanted to throw them a bone. You know, it's like for everything they've gone through over the hell. We got them on a freaking poster back here.
Well, one of them.
They've been. We've seen them grow through the years.
Yeah.
It felt like.
I mean, shit, Vampiro was putting that over like crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, not to mention, if you were to watch this match and then watch like Ray Chavo from like No Mercy and then Ray Chavo from Smackdown 2003, these are not the same matches. Like, this is not the same Rey Mysterio that we saw in WCW. This is not the same Chavo Guerrero we saw in WWE. This was an evolution of both of them. And for them to bring it around full circle it literally did feel like, if I never see Chavo Guerrero wrestle on television again, that was a great send-off.
And that's another reason why I was thinking.
That's a good bookend.
Chris, do you have on your magic little phone there our current match of the year list?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, please pull that up here because maybe that'll sway my vote a little bit. I don't know.
Match of the year candidates for 2016.
So far.
Here we go. Nakamura versus AJ Styles from Wrestle Kingdom 10.
Okay, pretty much a fantasy matchup.
Phoenix and Cuerno, the Gift of the Gods title in the season 2 premiere.
Okay, that actually had storyline implications.
Phoenix versus Mil Muertes, Lucha Underground World title.
That too.
Episode 8. Nakamura Zayn from TakeOver Dallas. Mariposa versus Sexy Star, no mas match.
Okay. Oh, God, that was a good match.
6 to Survive with Pentagon Dark coming out.
We have a lot of lucha matches on.
Yeah, I know, right?
One that you might get to debate later on when it gets time. Ciampa versus Gargano from round 1 of the Cruiserweight Classic. Scott was in your place, and he was the 3rd vote. And then Cena Styles from SummerSlam. That's our list up to this point.
All those are.
There's a mix of fantasy booking, and there's a mix of build, and there's a mix of how the fuck did that end up there until you remember. It's like, okay, I know why that ended up there.
Yeah.
So we'll let that marinate because
we'll get back to it
during the week before we're on SmackDown. Is there anything else from Lucha?
That's it. That's all. Lucha. The debut of White Rabbit's.
More a vignette thing.
Next week, Grave Consequences, Prince Puma.
No, today
versus Prince
right
Puma
now.
Versus Mil Muertes in a suit.
Yeah, we saw
Pimp Muertes.
We saw
Pimp Muertes.
We saw corporate Mil Muertes.
Yeah.
Mil Muertes Inc.
Because
Because during the week, surprisingly enough, at least to my surprise, you were raving about a lot of stuff that happened on NXT.
Yeah, no, to my surprise too.
All right.
You want to throw something out there that you thought was worthy at the time?
You know what? I didn't write anything down.
How about Roderick Strong versus Shane Thorne?
That was, I think I texted y'all guys. I said I think this is a match of the week candidate for me.
Okay.
Because it was
fun.
It was a fun match. It was just a solid one-on-one match, and it showcased one of the reasons why WWE would bring in Roderick Strong, because he was debuted on a tag match. And it also kind of showcased Tim Thorne. Yeah.
Shane Thorne.
Shane Thorne. Yeah. Kevin Thorne. What?
Right, yeah.
That's his brother. Oh.
Second cousin removed.
Yeah.
From his mother's side.
He was from Transylvania.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm drawing a little blanks on the reasons why I was digging that match, but there was some good spots in there. I remember.
Well, I know why I was digging that match, because I dug it too. Even after you said, "Hey, watch this match; it's a good one," because usually that's the nail in the coffin for us. So whenever,
In general, yeah.
whenever someone tells us, "Hey, this is a good match," we're like, "Fuck that match." No, but
clean your glasses and make sure you're paying attention.
Oh, he thinks this match is good. Oh, fucking watch it. Come on, fucking watch it. No, even with those critical eyes, I was like, yeah, this is a fun little match. But I definitely was, again, I watched this after I watched Ray and Chavo. And I was like, okay, this is going to take a lot for this to beat Ray and Chavo, in my mind, for match of the week. And at the end, I thought it was a candidate. I liked it. It was fun. Nice back and forth. There didn't seem to be any big botches.
It was out of fucking Full Sail. It was in California.
True.
Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about NXT.
Go for it.
All right, so they said they're doing the not the semifinals but quarterfinals, or is what
quarterfinals?
Quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, right? So they just recently went on a tour this past weekend to California.
Yeah.
Much to the delight of my surprise on this was actually that they already had footage of those matches queued up, ready to go.
Right.
I was very impressed with that because we've gone on record several times about how, these 4 weeks tapings,
that Full Sail crowd. I mean, every time they're in Full Sail or wherever they take over Bailey's speech on Raw, is like, I'm tired of the Full Sail crowd.
Yeah.
So,
but this was it was fresh because, well, it was fresh. it was just new.
Sometimes all you need is a change of scenery.
We news got out last week that Aries got hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on NXT that same week, just a couple of days later, they come out and he's already addressing that injury. I was like, holy shit, is this the first time this has happened where I was expecting, okay, he's hurt. Okay, so we got about 3 more weeks.
It wasn't live yet. They already addressed current situations that we would know, that that the NXT fanboy audience with the Z would know.
Yeah,
and
they were making an attempt.
Yeah, not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, because again, these old episodes happened like 8 years ago. I think they taped these matches already in Full Sail, and then when the Austin Aries thing happens, like, hey, let's just tape some matches over here and pretend that the ones in Full Sail didn't happen, because you still went back to Full Sail for Sanity versus Ibushi and Kendrick and Revival forfeiting. So they still had these, and they were all done. So the fact that they took advantage of not only the situation of Aries like pulling a Glenn with his eye and freaking being out on the road, like, let's go for it. Let's see how this comes out. And dude, presentation wise, having a big arena like the tapings that I went to in Orlando at the CFP arena, having a bigger space and having more of like an audible echo of the crowd hearing, as opposed to just like you can point out voices, particularly in Full Sail because it's so small.
It felt like an old school wrestling event.
WCW Pro?
A little bit, because it was an arena.
Yeah.
It felt like full. When you show the entrance, it was just a bare bone entrance with just the LED for the Titantron, more or less. And that was it. And it worked.
It looked nice.
It does. I like it
sometimes less is more.
I always like when WWE goes back to basics, because now it's all
their house shows are the same way. It just has that. There's a little X LED X, and there's a little Titantron thing on top, and So
and the video looked really good too. Usually when you get house show recordings, it's like it looks
like the video of Joe winning over Balor at Lowell, Massachusetts. It was like
it was like found footage,
and there was no stability. There was no hard camera. It was all like moving. And it was
no, it worked. I liked the footage that we saw on that one. So that was definitely a match to be candidate for me. But the when I go back and I think of the heritage of Ray and Chavo, man, I gotta give it to them. You just mentioned a second ago about the Revival and
forfeiting against Ciampa and Gargano.
What'd you think? Because when they came out and he was on crutches, like, oh god, because this followed Aries with the injury, and then this came out in the way that what's the guy, the Dawkins? No,
the other one, Dash Wilder.
No, the guy I was talking. The main guy, not Dash.
Scott?
Yeah.
Dawson?
That's
there you go.
So I said, right? All right. Anyway, the way he was,
But yeah.
the way he, well, whatever.
Which one's Dawson? Which one's Dash?
Pretty much, and they're your champs.
2-time.
And we're a wrestling podcast.
Clink me.
All right, so the way he was coming off on his promo,
I fucking loved it, dude.
you did. I hated
Fucking
it. I hated
loved
it.
it.
It felt like he was like
Rehashing Aries' promo?
No, it felt like he was faking it.
That's the whole point. That's why I loved it. Because Revival,
I like it when they fake.
like, yeah, as long as I think it's done. Ciampa and Gargano are chomping at the bit at the rematch.
They're chomping.
And Revival is flat out like, you know what? We don't care about these jamokes. To the point where they had to literally fake that he had like 9 separate injuries in his knee. And then like the faking was so horrendously bad that towards the end when they're walking away, he's literally like walking on both feet.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like they're like giving it the F you to the Revival to Ciampa and Gargano that they would rather forfeit and give them not only the satisfaction of getting into the next round in a bye, but the dissatisfaction of not getting their hands on the Revival.
Right.
That
Okay.
as heels, I can see why they did how
Really?
they did. And
Because how
it.
many times have we bitched about cowardly heels? And what is that whole fucking promo about?
Them being cowards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the same thing as a heel calling out a face. They come out and then the heel jumps rope and walks around and doesn't want to get in a scuffle, in a fight. He doesn't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
So
it's the same bullshit.
right.
Right.
Except now it's 2 of them because there's tag team.
Yeah. Well, I had a different issue with that.
Oh.
Aries and what's his name? Strong go out there.
Already. What's
Yeah.
his name?
What's
The guy I don't like. Generic Strong.
Yeah. Okay. That guy.
Jared's all
Fiesta Brand Ring of Honor boy.
Yeah. That guy.
Great value.
That stupid idiot. Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we'll get to that later.
Anyway, so they go out there and he has the shiner and everything, well more than a shiner. And hey, I can't compete. And then Regal comes out and says,
I broke
well,
my eyeball.
I broke my eyeball.
My eye hole. That's what
yeah,
he said.
my eye hole. Then he comes out, Regal comes out and says, okay, well, we have a solution, one-on-one.
I don't
Okay,
remember
cool.
this, yeah.
Well, out comes later in the same fucking night.
Right after that.
The next
after
match.
that, the next match. Hey, I got an injury. So ta-ta. And I'm like, okay, well, where's Regal to say, well, hold up. I just did this here. I'm gonna do it here. Okay, fine. One-on-one.
That was my other issue
But
with
no, like why? And I guess you could say, oh, it's because they were playing it up that they were. But I mean, what the hell happened to Regal? Like, I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know, like.
But not your tag team champions, though.
I don't know. Like, from a kayfabe wise, getting into the head of Regal, why would he
do that for one?
one team and not the other?
It's almost as if the second one with the Revival is, I don't know, filmed ahead of time.
Yeah, you would think or something.
But yeah, that whole segment, the promo, it fell flat for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like here's my one fix for it. Flip flop, because obviously it was all recorded at different times. Flip flop those two, and have the Revival thing do theirs, at the top of the show, and then have Aries and Strong come out at the end of the show. And that's when Regal comes out.
We can't have this twice.
We already had it once before, and yeah.
But then the crowd at
Or-
San Jose, they wouldn't have known what Regal was referencing.
True. I don't know, man. It's hard.
Speaking of California, how about Rich Swann and No Way Jose against the Authors of Pain?
That's another good match.
Yeah.
That tag team is over. It's crazy. It's
Swann and Jose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm slowly starting to dig Authors of Pain.
Okay.
I just wish there was a little bit more defined about what the fuck. I mean, what are they about? They said their names already. Like
Razar and Akam.
Yeah.
what are the names of the mutants from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Toka and Razar.
Let's call them that from now on.
Yeah, Toka and Razor.
Yeah.
It's okay. Master Shredder. Mama.
Oh boy.
They're babies. For anybody that gets the reference. Sponsored by Pop Culture Rewind.
Yay.
All right, so
Cheap plugs.
yeah, I mean, it was a good match because it was hard hitting. Authors of Pain. I mean, they're a serious tag team to think about, but I mean,
the one thing I didn't like, for the fact that they're being so dominant, maybe I'm gonna pull a Travis here on the guy's fucking No Way Jose. Yet he's able to lift one of them in his shoulders for a fireman's carry and a cutter. Like, no, you save that for like a good feud for some, like the old school Andre the Giant syndrome. Like, not everybody gets Andre off his feet unless you're like built and the momentum's there and you're built and the story progresses it that he deserves it.
Yeah.
Not fucking No Way Jose in California in the like middling second round of the fucking tournament. You save that shit for like the finals or like the first tag team title win or something. You know, that's
I'm just picturing you like watching it, and he does it move, and you're like, oh, no way, Jose.
But
the gimmick worked.
Gotcha, Vince. What did you think of the last match? Sanity against Kota Ibushi and TJP.
I liked it. I don't know if I want to make it a candidate. No. Okay.
Too soon for Ibushi to get pinned clean?
Possibly, but then again, I mean, this isn't the same Ibushi from New Japan. Like,
we're not supposed to know that.
We're not supposed to know it. They're not treating him as that. He's just the other guy that went really far in the Cruiserweight Classic and did not win. So I don't know. And with him already saying that, he's not going to stick around WWE and this and that. Like, I'm like, okay.
It feels diminished because Tommy is out. I think that could have been a more viable team.
Especially if they would have built a feud between Itami and Ibushi. Dude, that would have been nice. Itami versus Ibushi.
This is one of those things where you have two hot Japanese stars, and one got hurt again, and the other one is just a temporary case-by-case or match-by-match basis. So what do you do with them?
None.
Exactly. And I think that's the reason it kind of fell flat.
I think that's the same thing for me, too. I mean, I haven't seen much of Kota Ibushi. But from what I've seen, he's not a guy that you would bring into your roster just to have as a mechanic.
Right.
That's a guy that you should have been in Itami's shoes 3 years ago and pushed him to the moon and prayed to fucking God or whatever or Buddha that the dude doesn't get hurt. So yeah, the steam's already starting to cool off a little bit on that Ibushi iron. The way things are going right now.
Yeah, because what are they doing with him? It's one of those things where even on their signed established stars, we see them every 2 or 3 weeks. At most, or at least, it's not consistently on TV every week.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you got a guy like Ibushi, like we'll see him maybe once a month. Like that, is it supposed to feel special, or is it supposed to, are you supposed to care about him?
Over or under? Do you see Kota Ibushi on 205 Live before the year's over, or no? No, really?
No. And again, that's just only going back to what they were saying about, or what he said, that he didn't want us to be in WWE. So
I don't want to be in WWE. 2 weeks later, he's on the fucking tag team.
I know. I feel like we had this conversation before, and all of a sudden he's a fucking takeover.
Yeah, that was the main event, though, right? Sanity. So Sanity's moving on, and
so it's Sanity against the Mighty 61, and then Authors of Pain against DIY.
All right. We are 2 weeks away from Survivor Series and TakeOver Toronto. What the hell is like? Do we have any build at all? Like the only match I know that's happening at TakeOver Toronto is Mickie James versus Asuka. But what about the tag?
Bobby Roode against Ty Dillinger.
Okay.
Samoa Joe against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
The finals of the tag
team?
The
finals, and I think we're having the semifinals this coming episode.
What about what about Dash and Dawson? Are they defending their titles?
Nope. No, he's hurt.
Oh.
Okay.
You can't defend the tag titles and have the finals of the Dusty Tag Team Classic on the same night.
Okay.
So, but that is a question. Like,
do we have any picks or early picks for who's winning the? I've already got a couple. Like I'm seeing.
We already did the face thing last year. I'm thinking Authors of Pain.
You're thinking Authors of Pain. I'm thinking DIY. Only because they one of the backstage things he said, we came in here last year to win the Dusty Rhodes, and now we're.
And then after that, like further build the momentum for them to lose again to freaking Dash and Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one turns on the other for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the whole gimmick for Authors of Pain is that they win and they beat people up. So everyone else could actually, from that standpoint, make it stand to lose. I mean, Sanity is still going to be crazy.
Well,
weirdos.
Here's the thing. DIY, they're the established team going in here, and Authors of Pain and Sanity are relatively still new compared to the other options. You know, so
and the Mighty 61, even though they're new to NXT,
they're not established.
Yeah. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would have helped them at all if they kept Mighty Don't Kneel, or does that matter at this point?
Yeah, I think that name is a little bit more badass than TM61.
It's cool that they use it in the promo, but they should have just stuck with it.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't.
Well, because WWE wants to make their own gimmick so they can get the copyright.
They didn't do that with Joe. They didn't do that with Aries.
Well,
Because they're established.
They're established enough
Okay.
that name can get them more money than doing something from scratch.
Which I do like that WWE has started doing that. If they see that you are recognized enough around the world, yeah, you can still use your name.
Like, what's a Uha Nation? Fuck it, let's change you to Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
CM Punk? Oh, we know people know you. We're gonna milk you dry, bitch.
AJ Styles, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
bring him in as anything else. I mean,
Mhm.
it'd be stupid. You know, that's insulting your intelligence.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Herp, derp. That's it.
Stylish Alex Johnson. I don't know.
Survivor Series is next Sunday.
Right.
Are you looking forward to it?
Not this Sunday. Next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. Are you looking forward to it?
Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I'm definitely not looking forward to Brock Goldberg.
Okay, that's a good start.
Yeah. All the stuff on Raw, like, replaying of what happened the last 2 weeks, making it seem like, it's been fucking months and months of build. It hasn't been months and months of build. It's been 2 weeks of build.
Mhm.
And Paul Heyman, of all people, fucked up one of them. So it's like, oh, man, this build is already
did
sucking.
he fuck it up, or did the crowd fuck it up?
Well, it got fucked up.
If Paul Heyman couldn't save it,
Yeah.
It was fucked.
Yeah, it was fucked. So it's like, man, I don't care at all about this. And the match is going to suck. Like, the one saving grace that we thought it was going to be was the build. You know, when Goldberg first went out there, it was pretty good. But, dude, everything since then has just been not good. And it's like,
I disagree.
Okay.
To answer your question, Chris, I am cautiously optimistic about Survivor Series.
okay. Well, let's start with Lesnar Goldberg since he brought it up.
All right. That goes along with my overall anticipation. I'm cautiously optimistic about this because I've already said from jump. I think we've all said from jump, this match isn't going to be good. So you already have that low, if not zero, expectation for this match.
Damn near TNA level.
All they can do is go up. Right? Seriously. If you have that low of expectation, all they can do is improve on that as far as what they can do in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
To counter that, they still got me a little bit on the build up to this match because the first one, Goldberg, he knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
The second week, okay, so you have you're going up on the roller coaster and you kind of went down, on the second week with the gold.
Thanks, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Fuckers.
Minnesota, man.
So after the
Heyman, second thing I'm pissed off at him.
After the Heyman and the Lesnar one, it went back up, I think, because that's right after that was Goldberg, Rusev. That was
spearing
good.
Heyman.
That was actually pretty good.
The jackhammer on Rusev. I know some people were against because Rusev, you don't want to sacrifice Rusev, but
the sacrificing is not over either.
Yeah.
The Mexico City, the house show, I think it's this weekend. Rusev is fighting Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Yeah. So he
I want to see that match too.
Me too.
Although I hope it's not just Suplex City, F5, 1, 2, 3.
Well, the 6-minute match that Brock Lesnar had here in Houston with Sheamus, first time ever. As short as that was, there was video online of the whole match, and it was fun 6 minutes. Sheamus took a licking and got some shots in. This was I want to say it was last year that they did a house show here at Toyota Center, and one of the draws was Brock Lesnar versus Sheamus for the first time, and it was like 6 or 7 minutes of like barroom.
I just hope that
brawl.
if he gets into a fight with a brawler, I hope that it's more than just Suplex City.
And that's where my optimism came up a little bit because as shaky as the Lesnar promo in Minneapolis was, I think the first step back that I took was Goldberg fumbling with Rusev during that scuffle.
Yeah.
What brought me back around was the training videos of Goldberg actually boxing and actually doing some kicks and actually doing a little bit of Muay Thai. And actually, like, he looks like he's in good shape. Like he's been playing that part low key because all you see are like stuffy jackets and like a beanie and shit. And you don't see him in how you remember Goldberg in black trunks and the cut look and him walking like he's going to beat the shit out of you. When you see the video package of him training and doing things that I never saw him do in WCW, I've never saw him do in the short time he had on WWE. I was like, all right, you're going to have somebody that's learning the box to get in the ring against somebody that knows how to wrestle.
Yeah.
That's the same dynamic that we liked about Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger, but that's like on a much lower scale. But the dynamics are there. A boxer against a wrestler.
That's kind of a stretch only because, like, yeah,
Goldberg has no experience as a boxer.
Yeah,
but
we
still.
saw like literally like 2 seconds of him. You know, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
What I was telling you,
Travis, I'm training for boxing. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I'm a boxer now too. Fuck.
Bitch.
Anyway, no, I'm I said that when we were watching it, the
montage,
the little montage. I want to see more of that, like just like Rocky montage type stuff with Goldberg.
He doesn't look like a slouch for his age. I thought Goldberg being over the hills, like Goldberg's gonna get killed. They showed him. They showed enough of him in the ring training that I was like, oh, this might not be the squash that I was thinking it was gonna be.
And going back to your point about how it drug you down a little bit with him slipping and everything against Rusev, he admitted himself, yeah, I got ring rust. 12 years. I mean, come on, give me a break. You know, I kind of defend him on that one. He's like, come on, yeah, this is his first time in a live audience, in front of a live crowd for the first time doing some kind of physicality.
Yeah, but I mean, saying, hey, I know that I'm lacking in this doesn't excuse the lack of that.
He just needs a good month with Curtis Axel or Kurt Hawkins, because like The Rock and Brock Lesnar, when they were rusty before they came back, that's who they were training with in the ring.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. That doesn't excuse it. Remember when you went back to your job and you started lifting furniture again? What was the first thing you said? You had to kick your ass because you've been out of it for so long?
Yeah.
That wasn't 12 years.
I know. That's my point.
And you're in better shape now than you were.
Yeah. That's my whole point. I mean, just because he says, "Oh yeah, I'm rusty," doesn't mean. Oh well, he says that he's rusty. He admitted it, so let's forget it. But let's forgive it because he admitted it. Like, no, he admitted it. Yeah, you're right. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you admitted you were.
Yeah, I admitted it.
Yeah,
that doesn't excuse the fact that I fucking suck at my job. Like the same thing with Goldberg. Just because he admits that he sucks doesn't excuse the fact that he's gonna suck at wrestling.
He's got a few weeks.
Right.
Whenever they're doing the little montage thing of him training, it would have been cool to see more of like Brock Lesnar talking shit, like what he was doing in front of the camera. It's like him talking shit. Don't bring your son and your wife to the ring. Why would you do that? Well, I don't give a fuck about that.
Don't watch the match.
Just don't even show. Yeah, just don't even show. Dude, Lesnar, when he doesn't give a fuck, he's fucking awesome. Yeah, right. That's I think we're kind of breaking down anticipation for Survivor. I think that's why we started talking about that. Right?
Yeah.
So cautiously optimistic about Lesnar, Goldberg, but now you got all the other.
We got all the other matches.
The Survivor Series matches.
So let's start 5-on-5 with the dudes on Raw. Owens, Jericho, Roman, Braun, and then they announced on Monday Seth Rollins.
All right.
Good move. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumb in the middle. I guess. I mean,
it progressed the story, basically.
It progressed the obvious story. Like, I mean, who else was it going to be besides Seth? Like, you know.
Yeah, the whole pause for like, who's it going to be? Like, come on, who else is it going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be Seth.
Right.
Yeah. So like, no surprises here. So, okay, you know. Yeah.
My only thing is. My one complaint I always have about this kind of stuff when we're doing like bragging rights and everything is faces and heels on the same team.
Yeah.
I guess I can get past that, and it's just the way they address it in the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we do have faces and heels, and yeah, they kind of played it out like how they're going to work together and everything. And what do y'all think about the way they're all treating Braun? Like you have Kevin trying to suck up to him pretty much, and you have Chris
belittling him.
Yeah. So you have that. And then
that pause in the brawl where Braun's leaving the ring and Roman's at the corner outside and game recognized game, and you just yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get a solid Shield moment? They teased it.
Yeah,
on
they
Raw
did tease it on
with
Raw.
the power bomb.
Yeah.
Man, and do you think that's what it's gonna take to get Roman over?
I think that's gonna be I don't even know if that's going to work at this point, because the biggest issue that I had was Roman Reigns is your U.S. champion being the last one introduced in your Fatal 5-Way instead of Kevin Owens, your Universal title.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, that further proves that the Universal title doesn't mean bunk. And number two, that they're still trying to make effort, Plan X, to push Roman Reigns down our throats as the next John Cena or the Raw Cena or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just fucking have him drop the belt already and push him with fucking Kevin Owens already, you know, because it's not doing Seth Rollins any favors, you know, and it's really not helping Jericho out that much, having with that dissension in the which title's more important, you know. Yeah. So that's the biggest drawback for me. I mean, watching Braun though is just like making me forget all that. Yeah. In a nutshell, that's it for the Raw team. Unless you guys had anything else to add about it.
No, I'd rather talk about the SmackDown team.
Go for it. Who's on this?
Do we want to do that now, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
As of the show starting, who was on SmackDown?
Well, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Bray, Orton, and Corbin.
Mm-hmm. Right. Did that change?
Yes, it did change.
How?
Well, Corbin went away, and now Shane McMahon is there in his spot. That's not really what I wanted to initially talk about, but since we're here, we're here. Shane? Really? Man, I don't know.
Let's take a couple steps back.
Okay.
Corbin didn't want to be on this 3-on-3 main event team.
Right.
So he bailed. So there's Shane and Daniel like, we're going to make you wrestle. We're going to bring back a 3-month-old feud that we think most of the fans already forgot about.
Right.
And they even showed it in the highlights before the match started. 3 months ago, Baron Corbin was a big bad bully to Kalisto.
And he took out Kalisto.
And now Kalisto's back. And Kalisto returned the favor, knocked out Corbin's knee.
Yeah, Corbin tweaked his knee, but then Kalisto, which was
savage,
a little bit out of character for a babyface.
Like a chihuahua on crack.
How was he?
Took him out.
So, then we get another backstage segment later, and it's Daniel Bryan reporting to Shane, like, hey, doctor said he's out for Survivor Series. His knee's messed up. So Shane says, hey,
pick from this list. This is the roster.
At the end of the night, he said, hey, there's all these people on this list, but there's another name, and that's you. And Shane's like, no, bitch, no, not me. And then
shit, my children are in here.
He was in front of everybody, so it's like, okay, and everybody started yesing. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm on this team. But I know, like afterwards, he probably was like, you motherfucker. So, but dude, I don't dig it at all. I fucking hate it.
Well, you might not have to worry about that.
Why?
I'm thinking, and I've been ready. All I know is that the SmackDown episode before Survivor Series,
number 900,
Undertaker is going to be at SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence? You have Shane as your fifth guy. What? That doesn't make any sense. But you have Undertaker here,
who debuted at Survivor Series.
He always has a connection with Survivor. Always. They try to do something.
They have pictures of him walking around, crutch free, in costume, in public.
Yep.
Watching basketball.
I would not be surprised if there's a segment next week, or maybe Undertaker's out in the ring. And Shane comes out, and
even Monday night, Shane and Daniel Bryan are going to be at Raw to do the state of WWE.
That would be that would be a better way of
taking out some of the competition. Yeah, Shane gets taken out, and then SmackDown. What do we do?
Well, Well, they can announce it on Raw that he's being replaced, and the guy that's replacing him will be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then you'll hear a gong or something, and people start freaking out.
Mhm.
Fuck it, it's Edge.
Yeah, because Edge is going to be
doing a cutting floor.
Cutting edge.
Yeah.
Now this is what I really wanted to start off with when I was talking about the SmackDown team. Travis, you had said that, the thing about heels and faces working together and not working together and whatnot. I think they're doing a better job of that on the SmackDown team.
I agree.
Especially with AJ Styles. AJ Styles, a face that runs the place. He's the champ. He self-appointed himself the team leader because he's the champ. He's a heel, but he's getting along with everybody else because, well, I got to lead this team. Yeah, Dean's on my team, whatever. I'll take him out, but you know what? I'm going to prove that I could take out everybody on Team Raw, even if I had to do it myself. And
so he rallied. I didn't watch SmackDown. There's some other things that was going on Tuesday.
Yeah,
that prevented me from watching SmackDown. But so he kind of rallied his team on SmackDown. Is that what happened?
Well, he was more doing commentary on the
the main event.
Yeah,
and then JBL's like, "Hey, what qualifies you to be the team captain of SmackDown?" AJ Styles goes, "This." Loved it. Fucking loved it. That's something a heel would say, but in that moment, it makes sense because it's blue or something.
Was there any development with Orton and Bray?
They're still working together as a team. Yeah. Oddly enough, it kind of works. I'm actually kind of liking it.
I kind of said that last week.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. So I like it. Ew.
Yes.
He agrees.
Hey, jumping back to Raw for a second. On the Raw side, one guy involved in that team is Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think anybody made that list this week? The list?
No, I don't know. What are you getting at?
He did write somebody's name on there.
Okay, you're catching up with me now?
Yeah.
I'm not catching up with you at all.
He wrote Strowman's name on there.
He did?
Yeah, because Strowman refuse to be on Team Jericho and Roman.
Oh, okay.
Or Jericho and Owens.
Or maybe someone else try to start a fight with him.
Oh, yeah. Nine Fingers. Sin Cara.
Nine fingers.
Oh, 9 fingers.
Oh, nueve.
No face, 9 fingers.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize you were going towards the backstage stuff. Yeah,
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got in a fight with them. I don't know. He bit his finger. What? Okay.
Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar. Fucking Jericho. Weirdo.
Okay. The SmackDown thing.
Oh, by the way, Sin Cara has to do anger management classes.
Yeah.
Mm.
There was one little nugget you left out in that last promo.
Okay.
Brian's on the list. He's on the ring. Got the team around him, and he says, "Here's the list of everybody that was on SmackDown." The first name that I wanted to announce was me. However, due to my situation, I can't wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
He's making this more and more obvious that he can't wrestle. They have to be building a return of somehow.
Mm-hmm.
One more match, a Rumble appearance, a feud killer at Mania, something. Because they're making it too obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm and that's got me even more intrigued in the whole team builder between like SmackDown doing a better job with the heels and faces, because I think Brian's gonna be the key of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody out of that team is gonna fight Daniel Bryan sooner or later in Daniel's like return /
Not the Miz.
Not anymore. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, they still continued that, on SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
where Miz and Maurice go up to Brian, and Maurice was interpreting for Miz because he's so mad at Daniel Bryan that he's no longer speaking to him.
Yeah.
He's just
Code of silence.
like whispering to Maurice, and then Maurice was stupid.
It sounds stupid.
It was stupid. Well, it made me laugh. Stupid. Basically talking about Ziggler defending the Intercontinental title and
Against Sami Zayn from Raw in the open challenge.
and how Miz is pissed off. Like, why are you letting him do that when he could possibly lose the title and have the title
Before I get my rematch.
Yeah, have the title go to Raw before he could have his rematch on SmackDown.
Good point.
Yeah, so he was pissed off about it, which that also reveals something else. Because the suspicion was that, hey, whoever has that title automatically goes to SmackDown. No, that title can switch.
Well, they said that on the roster.
Mhm.
That's what I got from Raw.
Yeah.
Well,
when Stephanie was talking to Zayn and oh god, dude, when she was talking to Zayn,
Oh, her belittling skills are like top notch.
is that justified though? Like, what does that do for the face? Like,
no,
Well, he's the underdog, so everybody in an authority position has to treat him the way they treated Daniel Bryan, basically.
like shit.
but
Yeah.
Stephanie does that to everybody though.
Yeah,
Not
And
everybody.
Nobody can do anything about it because she's the boss.
Yeah.
And a woman. And
Yep.
There's no.
welcome to WWE heel authority figures.
Mhm.
It sucks.
So this Thursday on SmackDown 900, Ziggler versus Miz, the rematch for the IC title.
Mhm.
Winner wrestles Zayn, and if Zayn wins, the title goes to Raw.
Right.
Conversely,
Yes, here we go.
for getting rid of Baron Corbin, Kalisto is going to wrestle the Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight title
Mhm.
at Survivor Series. And if Kalisto wins, Cruiserweight title goes to SmackDown.
Along with all the other cruiserweights.
The entire division,
What?
They said that.
They said that.
including Noam Dar, who debuted in front of a huge hometown crowd pop that he ain't ever going to get this Monday
That was a big mistake.
or ever.
big.
I
big
agree.
mistake.
Why was
I
it a
agree
mistake?
completely.
Because,
Why?
dude,
Why?
who's Noam Dar?
Apparently, somebody who's over as fuck in Scotland.
Do you give a shit?
Maybe.
Okay, if this was any other Raw that wasn't in his fucking hometown,
Mm-hmm. You're right, but that's where they did this right. I think if you're gonna debut somebody, and then to crickets, well, would you rather debut somebody to a roaring ovation? Like, I don't know. I think that adds a little.
I see
to
your
it.
point on that,
Yeah.
but that when you want those ovations, that's for people you actually know.
Let's see. That's the thing. If you're trying to debut somebody, maybe had a roaring ovation. Maybe next week when they're not on Raw, instead of crickets, maybe a few people will like, oh yeah, that's the
It'll
guy,
be the same reaction that everybody's been getting in the Cruiserweight Classic when they first debuted.
Okay, again, my point being is that what we saw on Raw, that's not going to carry over.
Right. It's not going to carry over 100%. I agree with you on that, but maybe, just maybe, and why not take the chance if some of this does happen? Maybe if make him look good a little bit better when he does show up.
So
on
then why
Raw
didn't
and
he win?
Fucking
That's well, Kendrick got the heat on him for turning him. I understand that, and that worked on that aspect. But my point is, if you're gonna debut him in his hometown where you know he's gonna get a local loud pop, for people that aren't from Scotland and doesn't give a shit what's going on over there or who's local in the area, if I'm sitting here watching TV, why don't you, I don't know, do a little promo or vignette or something
30 seconds is all it takes.
just to show me who the fuck this guy is and why does everybody cheering for this guy? Like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm not in on the joke. I'm not in on this thing. So
Well,
And
I
they
think
even-
they
they
pretty much
even-
explained the
They
joke.
even built up the hype too much because it's like, yeah, Brian Kendrick is going to have a match tonight against a debuting superstar.
Yes.
And I was like, holy fuck, who are they bringing in now?
And then Kendrick came out first.
And Kendrick came out first. I was like, all right, this
There's a
has
pause.
to, there has
There's
to
a
be,
pause.
this has to be a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
As a wrestling fan, not as a Scotland guy.
Yeah.
So when I was like,
Noam Dar, you mean the guy that didn't? Like, I saw him a couple of times in the Cruiserweight
you
Classic.
couldn't do
That
Jack Gallagher? At least?
Well, then again, if it was Jack Gallagher, then you'd be sitting here saying the
It's
same damn
apples
thing.
and apples. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's
You're like-
the point is
Kalisto? No, debuting. Yeah.
yeah. The thing is on that, it didn't really make much difference who it was, but like, why would you even put the effort, like what Chris was just saying, into Kendrick, making a big deal about Kendrick's partner and
If even 1% of that momentum carries over, that's 1% more than the 0% if he debuted in fucking Baltimore to crickets.
But here's the thing on that. You want to get him over, that's great. But it's looked like to me they're trying to get Rich Swann over. This is the second time he beat him.
Yes.
So aren't you kind of taking attention away from that, and
you can't put two people over at the same time.
I suppose you could, but
well then,
if it didn't feel like they were putting two people over. It felt like they put one person over and they were doing fan service for someone else.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what that felt like
point.
to me.
Good point.
Even when the statement ended, I was like, all right, I hope he matters next week. You know, the carryover is not going to be from the huge pop he gets from everybody in Scotland. The guys in the cruiserweight division that don't have character are at least finding relevance because of what they do in the ring that sets them apart from everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and Tony
Nese, I'm not the biggest fan of, but he does enough or has enough of a presence for me to differentiate him from the Flippy Dippies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as opposed to a lot of other guys in the ring. You know, obviously they're putting effort on Swan, and we've gotten enough of Brian Perkins already.
You mean TJ Perkins?
Yeah, TJ Perkins with the whole Brian storyline. So yeah, that's how they're going to get over. So if anything, the residue of whatever came up of this debut is not going to be because, oh my God, it was in front of Scotland and everybody sounded like they gave a damn. It's because the dude's actually competent in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. I mean, do you guys smell the belt switching? You know, they did the first promo for 205 Live, which apparently is going to be taped after SmackDown.
Right.
After the main event of SmackDown has already happened live.
Right.
And then we're going to get 205 Live. And already
we're definitely I'm almost 100% sure that's what we're going to do. We're going to get cruiserweights on SmackDown and the IC title on Raw.
No mid-card title for SmackDown?
Maybe something else will change.
No,
I think the cruiserweight belt's just moving over.
Yeah,
period.
that's all I think.
You think so?
Yeah. It's just a cruiserweight belt because I mean, man, come on! Like
the cruiserweight is definitely going to SmackDown for
two
sure.
mid-card titles on Raw. You're gonna have the US.
There's three mid-card.
Yeah, the Universal, the US, and the IC. Like, that's too many.
I like your way of thinking.
Unless, and this is a big stretch because right now, there's women's on Raw, women's on SmackDown. There's a Universal in the WWE. Then there's the mid-cards. So right now, that's some nice symmetry.
Right.
What if IC title goes over to Raw? And somehow there's a unification match between the IC and the US title. And then, so that's 3 titles on Raw. And then on SmackDown, well, they lost the IC, but then there's the Cruiserweight. So that's 3 titles on SmackDown.
They might do that, unify the US Intercontinental, but
I can't see WWE doing that to their own fucking prestigious-ass belt.
Well, Intercontinental is
again.
Yeah. Well, last time they got rid of everyone got pissed off because they got rid of the Intercontinental title. But is the U.S. title that? I think one person that really made it relevant was Cena, of all people.
Yeah.
Unless you start bringing in the WCW heritage, but they forgot about that though. The day they redid the belt.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ellsworth is a mascot of SmackDown.
Yes.
Yay! Wait, let's give Travis a second to boo. Boo. There you go.
All right.
Yeah. Just want to throw that out.
I'm okay with this. I don't know. I think it's funny. I like Ellsworth, but
okay. What do you? Okay, under or over? Him as a mascot or Natty as a coach?
Him as a mascot. Ellsworth as a mascot.
Dang.
Natty as a coach? Like, okay.
The correct answer is they both suck.
Ah, I see.
Wrong. Ellsworth sucks. Natty has a whistle. She blows.
Oy.
Bitch.
Fair enough.
All right. So
speaking of bitch, that was the only word that was repeating in my head during the Bailey segment on Raw for the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series.
Why is that?
They could have just acknowledged it. Like even Sasha towards the very end finally acknowledged it, and they tried to move on with the promo. I think the crowd just took the whole thing over.
Charlotte, if you look back at her history of promos, she sucks when it comes to overcoming a loud crowd or an abrasive crowd.
Oh, that's right, dude. I forgot about that.
She has a history of that shit where she loses it. Like she gets flustered, and you can see
sometimes the short attention span in wrestling fans kick in when Charlotte's on television.
Yeah,
in the ring. Yeah, I agree.
And this was just another case of that. And it's one thing to acknowledge the fans when they're being stupid like that, but then when you stop the whole freaking
and you look around when you stop and look around at the fans, you're pretty much telling them, here, have our moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all of them doing that. Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey, all three of them were just like really getting caught up in the fans chanting.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I said this before, but that ever since NXT, that song that they sing for Bailey,
Wants a Bailey, yeah.
I don't know that. Like, I don't have no idea what that song is.
It's an old song.
It's
Will
a
You Be My
song.
Girl?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
And
It's a song from
over.
over. It's a song from their culture. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a song.
From
But
UK?
I mean, it's Baby,
Uh-huh.
but they switched it to Bailey.
Uh,
But everything else is the same.
I was like, are they doing a haka over there? What the fuck is going on? Oh man! So on Team Raw, you have Dana as
that's
the
actually pretty good.
No, what's worse? Natalia as the coach on SmackDown,
Natalia.
or Dana as the alternate on Raw?
Oh.
Because they were teasing the fifth woman was Dana, and then Sasha came out like Dana's an alternate, but I need to have an alternate because I can't have faith in you. You break down like a freaking Toyota. Like, what's going on?
Wait, so
Toyotas don't
what
break
was the
down.
deal
They
with
don't, yeah.
Dana? She's an alternate for who? Like,
In case somebody gets injured for Team Raw.
oh,
Because she
okay.
doesn't have faith that Sasha can hold up.
Okay, well, I guess Natty's worse. Like, it's so, I don't know.
Bottom line, we've all talked about the guys match. Are you guys interested or invested at all in this women's match? 5-on-5?
Not as
Not
much.
really.
And the sad thing is, I've gone on record in saying I'm a fan of the SmackDown women roster. I think it's more defined. I think the whole Natty as the coach, I think that detracts from everything.
It doesn't really make sense.
No, it
to me
doesn't.
either.
It doesn't.
It's like, hey, we have 6 girls on our roster. Oh shit, what are we gonna do? With the
Yeah, exactly.
and they're like, well, Raw has to balance that out. So we have our 5, but let's throw Alicia in there and make Dana an alternate. That way, it's like, oh, you have the extra.
Alicia on that team does
No
not make
sense.
no sense
No
whatsoever.
sense.
The announce team's tried so hard to brag that she's been there for 10 years, and for 10 years, I forgot who the fuck she was.
That sounded so forced, dude. So forced.
Bringing up, oh, there's a lot of history between her and Nia Jax, and
They fought
not
once.
really. Like she threw some
A
Phoenix
feud
at her.
that was on main event that like nobody saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this is the one time I'll justify Dana being an alternate, is like Nia like just folds up Alicia and puts it in her back pocket, and we have Dana as a replacement. I'll be okay with that because that makes sense.
I see her being out there to be a heel and try to help Charlotte win, and like her be the one that's neutralized by Natty.
You know what I want to see? Go home show overall next week. I want to see, I don't know, maybe like an invasion angle or something with SmackDown women taking out Alicia, the weak link. And then later on they have a segment, promo, whatever. What are we going to do? New music kits for Emma.
Emelina.
I'm calling her Emma.
Okay.
Tell us the otherwise. And then she's
I can't get that name.
the replacement.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Why else keep reminding us that she's there but not there?
Mm-hmm.
I miss Eva Marie. Is that safe to say?
No.
No. She's a heat magnet, though. That's why. Like Eva Marie can do a better. It feels
I've been
like
liking the SmackDown roster
it
because
feels
she's not
like
there.
it feels like Natty's there to try to get heat for what she's trying to do, and it just doesn't work. Because, like, dude,
Because she's not a good actress.
I hate to say this because I like I'm
I don't
with
think
you
do.
because I'm with you that I like the women's division on Raw, but dude, Natty's
Yeah,
milked that Hart name for so long and has gotten nothing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it go, dude.
What,
Just,
has she milked the dry or has WWE milked the dry?
WWE's milked it dry. I was like, okay, yeah, put it out to
There was
pasture.
was it last week on
Come
Talking
dude.
Smack? She was like, "I'm the last.
That's
I'm a dungeon.
surviving,
I'm a dungeon
yeah.
hunter survivor." Like, does that matter in 2016?
Yeah, no. Turn the fucking
I don't
house
think it
into a
does.
coffee shop. I don't give a fuck. Like who? Like the dungeon.
That was the
doesn't
first.
hold me water
That was the
anymore.
first time I've heard anybody mention the dungeon. And I was like, "Who gives a fuck?" Seriously, in 2016, that does not matter. I'm sorry, Brett, if you're listening.
When you
But it doesn't.
when you have
It
a
doesn't
brand
matter.
new generation of fans that on WWE Countdown for the biggest crybabies doesn't even put Owen Hart on the fucking list. because they have to put Batista on there, the guy that they just saw from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 years ago. Yeah, fuck this new generation. Fuck the Hearts, the Hart Dynasty, the Foundation, the freaking
Fuck everybody,
man. Fuck Trump. Fuck everybody. Fucking privileged because I was in the Heart Dungeon Survivor. Please believe me. Please.
Might just broke the microphone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what happens when you don't have it. Teddy Hart out there, and you don't have TJ out there, and you don't have anybody else from the dungeon.
And the fucking cat. What's Teddy Hart's cat's name?
I don't know. You don't have DH Smith out there. Like all the other second generation people, like WWE doesn't want to fucks with them. Well, with the exception of TJ, but he's got the neck issue. So
yeah.
So basically, Natty sucks. What's next?
How about the tag teams? Did you like the? Oh no, I'm sorry. Match of the week candidate. Becky versus Alexa Bliss, main event, even though there was still an hour left to go on the show.
That pissed
main
me off.
event, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't the main event?
No.
They built it as a main event at the beginning of the show.
They've been building it for like 3 weeks now.
The main event for tonight. And then when it happened, it was like
8-10.
Is this match going to be an hour and 10 minutes long?
Which I wouldn't have minded.
I wouldn't have minded either. But they were like, hey, this is our main event of the evening. This is our main event of the evening. And it wasn't the last match at all.
And you know
what? It was in the middle of the fucking card.
You know what I hated the most about that? Was, all right, women's movement. We had a women main event on Raw. We had women main event at pay-per-view inside of Hell in a Cell. Smackdown, they're a couple of laps behind, but hey, they're going to main event in Glasgow, Scotland.
Hell yeah.
Alexa versus freaking
Becky.
And it's at fucking 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dude. Mm-hmm. And this isn't even your go-home show. Like, I would not have been mad at all if they main evented, like legit main evented this show overseas.
What ended the show?
The tag match
with the
Ambrose, Ellsworth, and Kane against Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton.
I just threw up a little bit when you said that. Mm-hmm. That sounds disgusting.
Ellsworth and Kane
with Ambrose.
What? Who are the opponents?
Randy Orton, the Wyatt family. Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper.
No. The new Wyatt family. That's what they're calling him.
Hey,
the new Wyatt family.
New Mexico.
That's disgusting.
You could have saved that main event, man stuff for the go home show, and you could have ended that episode live with Becky versus Alexa.
All right.
So Ellsworth, Ambrose,
and Kane
in the main event.
Yeah. It was supposed to be Ambrose, Ellsworth, and Corbin, but Corbin's like, I'm not a team player. Fuck this bullshit, and he left. So so Brian found a replacement, and it was Kane. And Ambrose is like, hey, so what's the plan for tonight? And Kane looks down at him and says, don't tag him.
So what was there any shenanigans at the end of that? Or was it just a straight up
sleep? I didn't even
straight up end of the match. There was no storyline progression or anything.
You tell me.
I'm not sure. I just remember not giving a fuck.
And I slept after Becky Alexa.
So why? You had one thing going into this show for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
It was special because it was in Scotland. It was going to be the women. It was the match that was supposed to happen at the last show.
No Mercy, yeah.
And they don't even main event it.
And
for this 6-man tag match.
If it was
6-man tag match,
if it wasn't for Chavo Ray, that would have been my match of the week pick.
You know what? I was about to say the same thing.
It was that good.
That was the only match throughout the week that I was like, okay, this is going to dethrone Chavo Ray.
I agree.
And it didn't quite. I'm still standing by my Chavo Ray pick.
Was it all Becky or did Alexa?
Both of them,
great,
dude.
And
the finish even left you wanting more because Becky had Alexa the disarmer, and Alexa tried to break free from it. So Becky turned the angle over, and Alexa had her foot on the rope for a good 5 or 6 seconds, and then the ref never saw it, and Alexa finally tapped out.
The ref had a bad angle. It was like looking at her face and not at her foot. And so she was there and she's like, I have the rope, but fuck it. I need a tap, so she tapped. So Becky kind of got a heel win without trying to be a heel.
So she tapped out even though her foot was on the rope.
She tapped out even though her foot was on the rope.
It's come on, man. I'm winning the popular vote. I guess I'm losing.
Yeah. So the ref fucked up. Becky didn't really know because Becky had the disarmer, wasn't looking back at her feet. So there's enough there for there to still be. And the look on Alexa Bliss's face, like, I fucking lost that. I fucking tapped out, but this is fucking injustice out the wazoo. Like,
resting Bliss face.
Oh, it was written all over her face, like how fucking pissed she was. It was great.
Like, nobody getting laid tonight.
That is the one reason why I was very upset about not watching Talking Smack, because she was supposed to be on Talking Smack that night. I just didn't get to it. There was a lot of stuff going on Tuesday, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Taco Tuesday, man.
Oh, Taco Tuesday. Yeah. Taco truck on every corner. Oh, wait, that's not happening now.
The New Day.
Okay.
Trying to rally his troops for Team Raw in the tag division.
Yeah, and then everybody kind of got on board except for the Baldies and
Sheamus.
Yeah, and Sheamus, but Sheamus wound up coming around. Just the Baldies didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't care.
Really? With
care.
Enzo and Big Cass in the ring with microphones and Cesaro and Sheamus doing the bad relationship, you still weren't feeling the whole, like...
I wasn't feeling it.
No.
You weren't feeling it either.
No.
Okay.
There's 5 teams, right?
Yeah.
I care about maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Okay.
I don't give a shit. I've been saying this. Like, I don't give a shit about either of these tag team divisions. Okay. More so on SmackDown.
They're too watered down. They're too watered down for it to be split in half. Like on Raw, it was fun for a cup of coffee, but who really cares about the Golden Truth right now?
I would rather see them in that match than the Shining Stars.
Oh, you reminded me.
Well, sir.
Oh.
Looks like you're gonna get the Shining Stars. Apparently, they somehow tricked R-Truth into buying a timeshare
for their spot.
For their spot, and that's
they had a match.
They had a match,
and Shining Stars beat them, so they're officially. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so the Shining Stars are
right then and there. You've already killed me on this match.
Worst addition to the match: Shining Stars on Raw or Breezango on SmackDown.
Shining Stars on Raw.
Wait, what?
Breezango beat the Vaudevillains in like a 60 seconds or the pizza's free match. And so now Breezango is on Team SmackDown. So and Shining Stars is on Team Raw, which is the worst addition.
So Shining Stars. But then again, I haven't seen much of Breezango I can't remember the last time I've seen him.
Well, if you haven't seen Breezango, they apparently came out with kilts.
Yeah.
And that was their lower body. Their upper body was like police uniforms.
Yeah.
So they were like fashion police.
It was like this. It was like this weird, Clockwork Orange kind of cop vibe.
Yeah, they were like
almost
fashion police, but from Scotland. What? I didn't. What? It was like, dude, Halloween was a couple of weeks ago, or last.
Well, they make that joke on Monday.
Yeah. So
at the New Day. Oh man, good lord!
That just shows my point about they're stretching out these 2 tag team divisions that aren't fleshed out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll give New Day whatever because it's New Day.
Yeah.
The club, even on their mic time that they had in that promo, I dug it because they're no nonsense. Man, fuck all you guys, pretty much attitude.
It's like, you're wearing kilts and you're our leaders. No, we're gonna beat the shit out of people.
You're crying over a plastic sword.
Yeah,
just calling them out,
breaking the fourth wall. Yeah.
Sheamus and Cesaro for their chemistry with what's going on. Okay, but then you have Enzo and Cass. They're more of a novelty act at this point,
right?
Yeah, Santino and Kozlov almost.
Yeah. Pretty much. Or any comedy team. That's what they are. They're a comedy team.
So then what the hell's Golden Truth doing?
Well, they're not. They're not doing anything right now.
Not anymore. Yeah, Shining Stars.
Over in SmackDown.
I just want to see the Alphas whoop on some motherfuckers. Basically. That's the only thing that's keeping me afloat in this entire thing is the ring action. Yeah. Because we know the New Day is going to sell on the microphone. We know Cassidy doesn't sell on the microphone. But this isn't like a lip sync battle. Where does a wrestling match? At some point, these people have to wrestle. And I want American Alphas to destroy motherfuckers left and right. Even if it's on their own fucking team. Get rid of Inuso. I don't give a shit. Like, I want to see Alphas kill.
How about Mutiny? We have the club, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Enzo and Cass all turn on New Day for
At first, when Sheamus was bailing, I was like, all right, fuck it. We'll have the third New Day guy fill in.
Yeah.
And then so they brought. I was like, oh, well then, what the fuck is it's gonna be out of balance again? Like the face tag team is gonna.
Then it's just gonna be a 10-on-10 Survivor Series match, and it's not the tag team Survivor Series match.
Yeah,
that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Then okay, who do we have on SmackDown? The tag team.
You got
Heath
the
Slater
Usos.
and Rhino.
Don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Heath Slater and Rhino, the Usos,
American Alpha,
Hype Bros, and
Breezango.
Breezango.
Okay, Usos and American Alpha. That's pretty much it's my only care in that whole division. Like I don't care about Heath Slater and Rhino. I don't care about whoever the other teams were.
Which, if they're not careful, this heel turn, which could have been something really great for the Usos, which had some steam,
is gonna fall flat quick.
It could fucking fizzle with this this tag team stuff here. Or with,
they have to have a strong showing in either the go home show or on the pay per view.
Yeah. Because there's 2 weeks between Survivor Series and TLC. So whatever they might drop, whatever ball they drop, they can pick it up pretty quick instead of waiting 6 or 7 weeks for the next pay-per-view. And by then it's like a DOA. But I agree.
What if like the last two teams on SmackDown is Heath Slater and Rhino and the Usos, and the Usos turn on them, bust them down, they cost them the match, and Usos walk out, and that sets up a tag team title match for TLC.
Why not?
No, here's the bigger issue.
He didn't even listen to me.
No, I like it.
No, I like it, but there's a bigger problem here. Traditional Survivor Series matches are face versus heel teams. Are we gonna have everybody fucking turn on everybody on all three of these matches?
No.
That goes back to my issue.
Like you can't whore out that scenario to everybody. There has to be at least one competent, legit 5-on-5. We want to do this for the brand, brother. As opposed to everybody.
I think AJ's team is doing that. Right?
That's
what it sounds like. What you're telling me,
dude. This is bragging rights under the guise of Survivor Series. Mm-hmm. This isn't fucking Survivor Series. Survivor Series was always like, hey, buddy, me and you, let's team up to take out these guys that we don't like, and then heels versus faces, boom. But that's not what this is. This is fucking bragging rights. This is what it is.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, well, we'll just call it Survivor Series.
Do you think we're going to have the old tag, the ropes where half of it was red and half of it
was blue?
That
was kind of cool, yeah.
Oh, you like that? Oh,
oh, well, fuck me, right? Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that Travis doesn't like,
narrative.
In one word, describe your feelings about a 4-man commentary team for SmackDown.
No, sir, I don't like it. Is that wait? No, sir.
That's more than one word.
Yeah. It stinks. I can't do it in one word. It sucks. I don't know what. It's bad.
Bitch.
I hate the 3-man team. Why are you asking me if I want to think about a 4-man team? I need them to get rid of people, not add fuckers.
And then when the fucker that you're adding is Tom Phillips. So let's see.
He's still better than Otunga.
We have Otunga.
Dude, the last couple of weeks, Otunga's been slowly rising for me. For me.
You know what? For me, I'm there with you.
He's slowly climbing up there. I'd rather have Otunga than Phillips.
Honestly, yes, I agree.
I would rather have Otunga than Phillips.
Well, I'd rather have Otunga
than
glad
Saxton. I'm glad 2 years of Tom Phillips on commentary on NXT has not gone to waste. You'd rather have Otunga.
I'd rather have Otunga than Saxton.
Otunga is like
Otunga. All right, Regal. Otunga.
No relation to Omega.
Umenga. Otunga.
Otunga's a faded color of construction paper, but that's still not as bad as Tom Phillips is just fucking sandpaper. I'd rather have Otunga.
I can't believe y'all are saying that. Fuck yeah.
Dude, the last couple of weeks, Otunga's slowly starting to come out of his shell.
Yeah.
Tom Phillips
brainwashing has worked, apparently.
Tom Phillips isn't a shell. He's just like an empty can.
Do we have any listeners left?
Yes, we do, apparently. Maybe. I don't know.
Hector, help me out.
It stinks.
Oh, we also have Ryan watching too. So
Ryan, help me out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So
you saw SmackDown.
Yeah.
How was Tom Phillips on SmackDown?
It stunk.
Because Hammer is because the 4-man team.
Yes.
Because here's the problem.
Yes.
What I was noticing, Todd Phillips was like the intro and the outro. Like he was not commentary during the 3-man match. Yeah, he wasn't like when there were matches. It was still just Otunga and
oh Lord, it's Otunga.
Otunga and Ranelli and Gibbles.
I know. It was
Gibbles and Ranauer. But there was no Todd Phillips. Like Todd Phillips was just like your opening bumper and your close bumper.
Medea over here does commentary. Oh Lord.
Repeat.
There's a show in here somewhere, I swear.
How many show references have we done right now?
I don't know.
And none for our own.
Yeah, I know, right?
Popular culture.
So I think that sums it up.
That's it for the Survivor Series jibber jabber.
Okay, what else do we got? All right,
That's it.
Have we gone through pretty much
That's
everything?
everything.
Everything.
Are we gonna make it to Survivor Series? Well, right now, just on what we know,
Yeah.
what would you rather watch, Survivor Series or Takeover?
Takeover. No, Survivor Series. I don't know.
Really?
No, I feel like I feel like
those faces in a
I
gift
feel-
have been awesome.
I feel like Takeover is just like coasting. You know, like it's Takeover. Those fucking marks will watch it anyway, and they're not.
It's funny because it's true.
They're not putting huevos into it, man. They're not doing anything.
Because it's in Canada. You don't do
Wait.
huevos in Canada. You do
Right.
Canadian bacon.
What are you
Oh,
talking about? They're being Mickey James.
that's the only huevos that's there. You know, Mickey James. Like that's the only thing. Ooh. That's the only thing.
Rancheros.
Of significance that's going on. But they're actually putting effort into building
For better or worse.
For better or worse, they're actually putting effort into building up Survivor Series.
As they should.
You mean to tell me you don't see any effort between the Rude and Dillinger feud?
What happened on this
3
week's
weeks ago, yes.
There you go. What happened? I was about to say, what happened on this week's episode?
Nothing.
Jack.
The square root of Jack, because they're pushing over this
Diddly.
tournament.
What about last week?
Nada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Last week they did.
Settle
What they
nothing.
I thought you were going to do
Nothing. Whatever. All right.
Well, we have one week-
wait. Hector. Tom Phillips is a lot better than Otunga. At least Phillips won't leave you hanging on what Rikishi said. There you go. There you go.
I've said it before. I like this Hector guy. Hector, you're all right, my man.
You know what? Fuck Hector. No. I
What do you mean, fuck Hector? He's going to be building a wall in 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
Well, you are too. What the fuck?
Hell no, I'll be building a snow wall in Canada for the snow Mexicans once I move up there.
Ryan says a 4-man team is like stacking more shit on top of a pile of shit.
But who does he like worse?
Love the critical analysis there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a Daryl sandwich, right? This is
And with that, that's the show.
Yes, adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Go pop your culture.
Oh, for the love of fuck.
We made it through this episode.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
You think you did?
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't.
Well,
That's a show.
technically, Trump's not inaugurated until January, so yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
7 weeks to move, people. 7.
Yeah.
The Canadian immigration website crashed.
Yeah. Apparently, nobody gives a shit about the Hart Family Dungeon anymore, so, don't move to there.
I could probably buy the Hart Family Dungeon for like pennies on the Canadian dollar, but turn that home into a Starbucks. And in the dungeon is going to be alcohol and coffee mixed together
Hector
because that's hardcore.
Hector
That's
does say
tradition.
that he'll be the Mexican building that wall.
No,
Yeah.
Hector, between all of us, don't forget the tunnels.
Yes. Bye.